Let's not be shy about it. If you put a man rabbit with his dingley-doo into a cow cage with a lady rabbit who hasn't got a winkle, then you get the Crow Show with your host.
An Irishman, an Irishman, an Irishman, an Irishman, an Irishman, an Irishman, and a Scotsman. And I think an Australian as well.
So,
sit back,
relax,
and enjoy.
Jump right in here. So, time travel. What you guys think?
Somebody's time traveling right now.
Right.
You're gonna wake up and say, "Damn, where'd the last 4 hours go?"
Back to the Future.
That's the only time travel I'm familiar with.
But Sal,
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know if it's something we're gonna see in our lifetime.
Watts or gigawatts is gonna work.
I mean, you got to think also, if you go back in time, culture's different. You won't fit in. People know you're different. You know. Or if you go back to the dinosaur age.
You're definitely not going to fit in there.
Nah, you might.
Or the cavemen. You just appear in a caveman's cave.
Yeah, for lunch.
Cave, and they're like, oh, 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 oh. You're like, oh, see ya. I'm out. I made a wrong turn. Do you guys know where the prehistoric age is?
Not the dinosaur age.
I was aiming for the Enlightenment.
I was
What
looking,
I'm
I was looking
thinking
for
is-
2017. Do you guys know?
If time travel was possible, my question would be, would anybody here go back and do anything differently in their lives? Or try and
Well, just
figure a way
because
to
you
talk to
time travel
themselves
doesn't
and
mean
do
you
different.
set time.
Right? Are we talking butterfly effect kind of time travel where you can change things, or are we talking like fucking Ghost of Christmas Past shit where you're just fucking stuck there watching?
Butterfly effect.
And also, some things, how do you change things unless it's also butterfly effect style where you're tossed back into your old body? Because otherwise, you're just a fucking super old version of yourself there being like, hey, do this.
I'm talking like go back in time, you run into yourself, and you advise yourself, do this and this and this different.
I'm you from the future. Look how fat I am.
Locked into a cycle.
Don't let this happen. Don't make my mistakes.
It's like, I went to the past to warn myself about his future, and he committed me.
Then you're just
So
stuck in a loop.
this will screw up your brain a little bit. So if you are your present self, wouldn't you remember as a kid an older you coming back to tell you not to do something?
Yes.
I think initially maybe not, but
I think it's a paradox kind of deal where you would eventually, like, it would kind of cancel itself out.
The multi-dimension theory is what fixes that. Is anytime you go back, you're part of you went back to a separate timeline where you and
Yes, anytime you change something, it branches off.
I think what would happen is that you wouldn't know it initially, but once it happened, and you saw yourself come back to talk to yourself, you'd get this gigantic deja vu that would happen like instantaneously, because you're completing a cycle at that moment. But before it happens, because the thing is, like, what comes first, the chicken or the egg? You know, you gotta time travel back first to meet yourself, because otherwise.
And that's what creates the paradox. Then you're stuck.
Otherwise, it's a.
What about maybe warning a relative of attending him on their behalf? You know, stuff like that.
Oh man, I was totally selfish with my idea. If I were to go back, it would be that one time I talked about during our drunk show. I would go back and tell myself, hey,
If
don't
we
get
were
so
all
fucking drunk.
how
You're gonna
the
have a
fuck do you
three-way
expect me
tonight,
to-
and you're gonna have whiskey dick.
The regrets
remember that conversation.
of Zodiac.
Yep,
Right.
that's really the one.
Brought to you by
I don't
The
have
Crow
that many.
Show.
God, now this is getting bigger. I hope nobody I know listens to that.
That would be awesome.
My mom's gonna stumble on this on Facebook.
There you go.
Oh, shit.
What the hell were you talking about?
So I came across this thing called the Crow Show. There's a boy on there that sounded exactly like you.
Rob was just sitting there like Shaggy, wasn't me.
Right. I don't know what you speak of, Mother. I've only had sex for procreation.
Rob's putting himself out there in so many different ways.
Right?
Right. This could just be fun to watch him.
The internet will never look at Rob the same.
You know, I'm just as frank on here as I am in real life, so I'm sorry. I took Trigger's name in vain.
Yeah, please don't do that. I have to come off my high throne and slap you in the face.
Yeah, please don't do that again. Don't do it again.
Wow.
You don't want to know what'll happen if you do it again.
Right. He has a very specific set of skills.
I'm very good at what I do.
Mostly, you know, YouTube and touching himself.
Hey.
Don't tell me you're not very good at both of those.
We're getting intimate on this show, aren't we? I have a lot of other skills. Strategy is one of them.
Do you, though?
Your favorite person is Jill. Your right hand.
Okay.
Oh,
Man.
Pawnella?
I'm gonna get ganged up on now. I thought we were talking about time travel, but somehow it turned into
Ended up coming up on freaking
all about me.
It always goes back to masturbation.
Yeah, I was gonna have a serious conversation about time travel, but you guys want to jerk off all night.
We've already done that.
No, we haven't.
Yes, we have.
Okay, there's another theory that was put forward for
Unless this is Mandela effect, and I just remember us doing it.
There's another theory that if your civilization becomes advanced enough and you can like somehow find a way to manipulate white dwarf stars, and you get a bunch of them spinning in a circle, it would rip a tear in the fabric of time and space, and you might be able to go back in time that way too.
With all the energy, possibly. But you'd have to be able to survive the trip.
Other than that, I got nothing else.
See, the only thing is, like,
I love the
Doctor Who confronts that a lot too, with time travel not involving a TARDIS. Like, for some reason, the TARDIS doesn't destroy time when it time travels, but pretty much anything else that does in the Doctor Who universe tends to just punch holes in the fabric of reality. I kind of feel like that's what we'd be doing if we tried to actually time travel. Yeah, we'd just be ripping the fabric of the universe apart, and eventually we'd fucking destroy ourselves like we always do.
The first time travel experiment might actually be the last.
Yeah, right.
It might be. You know, it makes sense because if you moved a TARDIS from, you know, the future into the past, you're literally taking that airspace, molecules, grass. If there's people there, animals, whatever, they just disintegrate and get replaced with whatever you have surrounding yourself. Wouldn't it be better for?
There was an episode where they mentioned the TARDIS doesn't actually move; it moves the universe around it.
So it can't really rip anything.
Yeah, I think that's why the TARDIS doesn't. That's why it doesn't augment reality and destroy the universe, because it controls the universe and moves it.
If I'm not mistaken, Rob, I think there was an episode where they did rip the time and space fabric.
Are you talking where they went to the other world with the blimps?
Yep.
So, if it's actually just there, it just moves the universe, then something is always in its place when it's not there, or it's always in every place at that same place in every single time. You know what I'm saying? Because something has to be in the same place as that time traveling machine or it has
Otherwise,
to be
it
there.
would land on someone or something.
Exactly. Exactly. So, what is there instead? Is it itself still there, or is it some other object that, like, you walk into it,
the
it's like
universe around it. I'm pretty sure it's going to be It's going to notice where it's going to land.
But would it be something like it's an invisible wall barrier you can't pass, that it occupies the space and time permanently?
Stop it.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Stereo.
The other thing is, though, the TARDIS is intelligent. It's sentient.
Yeah, it's like controlled by some sentient being, isn't it?
It is. It is alive. The heart of the TARDIS is just straight up time energy. That's conscious, basically. Because they also had that one episode where they took the consciousness out of the TARDIS and stuck it into a human body.
I think I saw that one, yeah.
Oh, that's one of my favorites.
Wasn't she in love with the Doctor, somewhat?
Which one?
Kinda. They took
Rose?
No, way after Rose. It was a Matt Smith episode with Amy and Rory. But no, they took a human body, like the bad guys, and they managed to suck the essence of the TARDIS out of the TARDIS and stuck it in a human body.
You always never check.
So,
You know what I want to address about the...
Always check to see if I've signed in, because I always forget.
Wes,
If
me.
not, come and get me, and I'll fill it in.
what'd you say, Sal?
The grandfather paradox. How they explain it. You go back in time, and what if you killed your grandfather? What kind of a dick are you, first off?
Who's killing anybody? I don't want to kill anyone when I go back in time.
That's the worst thing I heard. What if, instead, they put it this way? When you went back in time to see your grandfather, you popped Lincoln out of nowhere, gave him a heart attack, and he died.
Yeah.
Like,
What if you go back in
better
time to save people? What? That'd be
They-
another thing, like pop in a
that.
time.
They did that in
Kinda
Futurama,
like
though.
Similar to what Doctor Who does.
Yeah,
travels back in
Futurama.
time to change
Futurama does that. Fry goes and kills his grandpa, and
What would happen if we saved Abraham Lincoln?
Yeah, then he became his own grandpa.
exactly. So,
I wouldn't want to go back and change anything historical. Like maybe little things. Like the three-way situation or yeah, just little things in my own life that I could go back.
TMI.
Yeah, exactly.
One number.
There's no such thing as TMI on the Crow Show. Take your delicate sensibilities to another show.
exactly.
Hey. I'm probably the most foul-mouthed fucker here.
Right?
You're a pussycat, Chaos.
Meow.
You never heard me go on.
Just without the cat.
I guess you guys haven't met Mac.
Mac and
His
cheese?
asshole cat. No,
Oh.
Mac. His
Okay.
cat has 7 freaking.
Yeah,
Or he has
Mac
7
is
claws on one
spelled in
hand.
initials. It stands for my asshole cat.
Oh, I thought you were going to say 7-foot tall cat.
No, 7 toes on one
7
foot.
toes on each front paw, 5 on
Oh.
each back.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what they're supposed to have.
Me neither.
I don't
Normal
like cats.
cats have 5 in the front and 4 in the back.
Oh man, yeah, I think
He's
Kitty.
with time travel though, like even with Back to the Future and other things they show, it's like you have to have, a permanent structure that can't fall apart as you're moving through time.
Why couldn't it just be like a fancy
As
watch?
with anything, time travel would have to have rules.
Well, it can't just be a fancy watch unless you're advanced enough to invent a force field to keep yourself safe. I mean,
it could be like
You're
a cell
hurtling
phone,
through
started
time and
as a
space.
freaking
It's gonna-
bag phone.
I forget
And
the
now they
name of
put
the
it on a
show.
watch.
It's a hurtling motion.
I
What
forget
if
the
it's
name of the
like-
show. This dude just travels back between time. between history and present day, and he drops a cell phone back in history, returns to present day, and they have no more LCD screens, no more this and that. It's all done like futuristic, and he's just like, "What the hell happened?"
Yeah, he
even
advanced
something-
technology by like 100 years by dropping
Yes.
fucking a cell phone.
Something as simple as a cell phone that we take for granted dropped in history.
What do
It
you mean
changed all
simple?
the technology.
Cell phones stopped being simples when they were no longer dropping calls when you went under bridges and could watch TV on them.
Right.
Cell phones aren't simple. You can't make a cell phone.
Well, in
I mean, I
today's
can't
society,
either.
in
but-
today's society, it would be considered a simple thing.
Imagine how douchey everyone
20
would
years
be if you
ago,
went
you
back in
pulled
time
this
and dropped
shit
the
out,
thing.
and people would be like, "Whoa," you know.
Yeah, I think it just comes down to the fact that we have this question like, is time set in stone or is it changeable? Because that's really where it comes down to, like, we're really questioning that. So it's basically like, if your future self is to come back and talk to you, you would see them talk to you before you went to the future. So then the future would be set in stone, because no matter what you try to do, you're going to see yourself come back to talk to you yourself before you're in the future coming back to talk to yourself.
You're talking like
Right, and if you go back
creating
and
a
change
time
it,
loop.
so that's never going to happen.
So the other one is
travel
that,
back in time, you're creating a time loop automatically.
yeah,
That's the
but
paradox.
it's basically, is time travel permanent like that, or is it basically like you don't know you're going to come back and travel back to see yourself, but once you do, you've created this deja vu loop because you've changed history because of that. So is it changeable or is it set in stone? That's really the big question, that we're kind of stuck
You
on.
just said it right there, deja vu. I mean,
Because you would,
any of you ever have these dreams, and then later down the road in life,
but you literally would give
recognize
yourself
something
deja
that's
vu.
happening that you've seen before in a dream.
But I'm just saying, like, yeah, wouldn't you
Deja
give
vu.
yourself deja vu through that series of events?
Pretty much. See, I'm gonna bring this back to another Doctor Who point that really sums it up well, I think. People assume that time is a strict progression of cause to effect, but actually, from a non-linear, non-subjective viewpoint, it's more like a big ball of wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff.
Well said, Doctor.
That is an awesome fucking quote.
Well
I
said,
told
Dr.
I told that to my son when he was 8, because he asked me, "Dad, what's time?" Well, son,
That's a hell of a question.
I've been waiting years to say this out loud to somebody.
Thank you for being the first person.
Oh, damn.
Oh, that's funny.
I was
But
thinking.
it makes sense, though. Like, time is fluid. But at the same point, I think you're creating a paradox if you want to go back and interact with yourself. That's one of the rules of time travel. Like, you can't interact with yourself.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
First off,
That's
if
what
you
we
give
think,
yourself
though.
a heart
You know.
because it makes sense. That's how you get stuck in loops. That's going to be the rest of your life, is going back, talking to yourself. Then you're going to spend the rest of your life fixing that one thing, and then pursuing time travel to go back and talk to yourself to do that.
Mhm.
And that's all you're ever going to do in time for the rest of time.
because you put
Yeah.
yourself into a loop.
Yep.
Yeah. I guess that's why a lot of time travelers say that if you go back in time, you should never see yourself or talk to yourself. Because you could, I saw a different movie, like you could possibly kill yourself or change the events to such a degree that you'll be stuck in this loop that you can never come out of. And it kind of makes some sense. I was kind of thinking lately
Was
that
the something or other project?
it might have been, yeah. It had
With the one where they built like the backpack where they could travel through time with, and he like wound up at his own birthday party.
Yeah, and there was another movie
Yeah.
I saw too that was just like it as well. But I've been thinking with time travel, I think the way you'd possibly have to do it is sort of like pull all the molecules of air out of a certain room or area and stand in this area, and it would be such a negative field that all the molecules of air and like everything, trees, people, whatever, would not be present within this bubble. And so whatever wasn't present in this bubble would be traveling forward in time, while you have some mechanism to reverse that. But it's kind of strange, like you're creating a vacuum, but a vacuum of pulling every element out to...
You know, what they're talking about as far as the paradox would refer to something like Groundhog Day. Okay, that movie Groundhog Day. Bill Murray, he keeps reliving that day over and over.
That's a loop. A paradox is something that's damn near catastrophic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then they have that movie Looper. That
was cool.
No, such a bad movie.
right.
It was cool. It had its points. I'm not gonna say it was
Just
total
when he fucking
bullshit,
went,
but oh my god, like such
bow,
a
and
bad
shot
movie.
himself. I was like,
Yeah, but see, if we actually invent time travel, it's going to be regulated to the point like the movie back in 1994, I think it was, Time Cop.
Oh god, Time Cop. I knew somebody was gonna bring up Time Cop.
That's a great show.
They're gonna have police force designated to track and monitor time travel.
What was the other movie they
Was
made?
that the same one where he was on the run, like basically from himself, trying to clear his own name or something?
Maybe.
I think
What,
so.
what was that one with Tom Cruise that
looking
he
it up.
did?
No, that was
some-
Minority Report. That's the
Yeah.
one Trigger's talking about too. Minority Report. Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
murder.
Yes. Murder, death, kill.
Yeah, because he ended up killing...
Wait, no.
Oh no,
That was Demolition
wait,
Man.
wait. Yeah, you're
No, not
thinking
Demolition Man. The one with Tom Cruise that you're thinking of, Murder, Death, Kill. What was that?
Murder, death, kills Demolition Man.
Demolition Man. Imagine
Minority
being frozen
Report's
in a
Tom
block
Cruise.
of ice for 50
No, there's
fucking
another
years.
one where they were fighting aliens.
Oh, I remember that one. That was a loop.
That one was Tom
He gets
Cruise,
in mech warrior suits.
and that was called The Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah,
That
there
was-
you go.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
That was a good one. I like that one.
Yeah, that movie.
I
was
did
cool.
want to see that. I know what you're talking about.
You,
You know,
go
it's the
see
one-
it.
Yeah, she had
It's
to
an
keep
old
killing
80s
him during
movie,
training.
The
Yes.
Philadelphia Experiment.
It was absolutely hysterical.
I know.
Oh,
He was like,
Philadelphia
oh
Experiment. That's
shit,
another
I gotta.
good one. I
gotta
remember
see
that
again.
from a kid.
Him getting to her was also hysterical.
I
Don't
know.
spoil it for me. I do still want to see it. I just haven't.
Dude, it's just like one of those comedies. Is like, fuck, I gotta do this shit again, and he has to literally die,
Yeah.
to come back to life, and it's almost
All
like
these movies back in the day, they all defined time travel as problematic.
oh, and you know what? I want to say another thing too. Final Fantasy 1 deals with time travel. If you didn't even know that, because you once the final fiend gets all the crystals, he transports himself 2,000 years in the past to drain extra energy and basically become a god. And so you have to transport yourself into the crystal 2,000 years in the past, kill him, and then once you come back to the future, nobody knows what you've done. But yet you're the hero, but nobody remembers anything that you've done. It's like, it's pretty interesting with that. But I mean, what if that was like the future? We had to, and there was that one show. What was it, the fifth day or the fourth day, where that one actor, he'd go into this like octopod kind of thing, and then he'd get transported back like so many days, and he'd have to figure out a crime, prevent the crime and come back to the future, and nobody knew what he did. Or I mean,
I know
like,
what you're talking about, but I never saw it.
what's that TV show called? It was like a
I think
90s
I
movie.
think Deja Vu. Deja Vu had it right.
Deja Vu was all right.
I think that's the closest we're gonna come to how it's actually gonna work.
So we really are going to have deja vu moments if we come back, because so you're saying, what your guys are saying is that you're not gonna see yourself come back first. You're gonna go to the past and experience it, and then boom, have a deja vu experience.
I think if time travel were to be a real thing, I don't think you would really be able to interact with yourself without fucking everything up.
Right.
Like you have to avoid yourself like the plague, because that's how the paradox happens, and that's how the world gets destroyed.
Well, I'm saying for me, like, do you guys really believe it's changeable, or is it permanently fixed? That's really what I'm trying to ask here.
I think, again, I'm going to go back to Doctor Who. I think certain points are fixed and have to happen.
Okay.
Like the major historical events, like that shit has to go down.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't go back and kill Hitler and stop World War II, because you're going to fuck everything up.
Yada, yada, yada. All that has to happen.
So who's controlling these time events as far as what's major or what's not? Because somebody would have to say okay or not okay.
That one I don't know. Doesn't have to be somebody. It could just be some things are just so significant that if they don't happen,
you would have to know your history and say, hey, okay, I can't fuck with these parts of time, but these I can.
Because Hitler, if someone kills Hitler, that would be a major event that would change the world, pretty much.
But, yeah, Hitler committed suicide, correct?
Well, I'm saying if you killed him early behind, you know, like Terminator, you go kill him when he's a baby. Boom. No.
Yeah, you just go stomp out baby Hitler in his fucking bassinet. It's like the fucking the printer scene from Office Space. You got damn it feels good to be a gangsta playing in the background, stomping on baby Hitler.
Oh man.
Oh man.
I mean, what do you think, Side? Are you more into the permanent side? Because we were talking before.
Crickets.
I'm muted.
Ha!
You're not changing. I think it would just spawn another timeline, because you wouldn't.
But that's what I mean. It fucks everything up.
Yeah.
You just changed everything.
Extra timelines, essentially.
But are you
and
in
that's
a
basically
new
that's
universe,
basically
then?
the whole theory behind why there's fixed points. Like you can't go back and kill Hitler and have World War II not happen at all without changing the entire world.
Well, I
Like,
mean,
that changes everything. Like you can go back and change little things.
That would change so much. We wouldn't have had the Cold War. All this bullshit going on.
Right.
You know?
It just changes too much. Like if you go back and change that major historical event, then you kind of fuck up the whole world. And that's not cool.
Yeah, don't fuck up the whole world. We live in the world.
Yeah. Like I'm not a big fan most of the time, but I don't want to change that much.
Right. Just a three-way thing, you know.
Exactly. I'm selfish.
Well, what if you went back and changed it where you did have the three-way, and then you had unexpectedly had a kid with that?
Fucked up the fabric of time and space.
And now you come back to the regular time and you're like, I got another kid? Oh, man. Think about that, Zodiac. Think about that.
Oh, then it's checkout time if I had another kid.
Speaking
Check,
of
please.
checkout time, you wanted to bring up some crazy shit about some girl?
Oh, yes. If we're done with the time travel, yeah.
Well, I mean, I
We'll
could
always come back to it.
I could talk more about it, but I don't really have anything more to say besides I don't know. It's always kind of a favorite hobby or idea of mine to talk about, because it's so fascinating. I mean, I think it's the one thing that a lot of people would love to have or
Because
see.
it's all theoretical still.
Yep.
But
That's
people
what's
are
interesting about it, because
But
it's
the-
all theory.
but people are putting real effort into this. There's people that are trying to make this stuff. Possibly CERN. CERN could be trying to do something with that, trying to understand molecules, trying to see.
I am totally sure somebody at CERN is working on this.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. You know, and I mean, it just seems like if they did it, if they actually do it in the future, though, at some point we're going to see a time traveler, or we have already seen some time travelers that from the future.
If it's properly regulated, then they would have all the clothes, be taught how to speak so they don't screw up anything.
But what if someone was an anarchist and was like, fuck it?
Well, they obviously wouldn't get access to time travel, bro.
A time terrorist.
Well, if he was a spy, he might.
And we'd have time cop.
You know?
Sleeper cell spy.
They're gonna go all jihad on fucking the past.
Maybe if you change the past and you go to the future, you go to, like what Sal was saying, a different dimension. But maybe when you're in the past, you're still in your past. See, this is what I was talking with Sal before. I was thinking, well, if you go back to the past, maybe you're not in a different dimension at that point. Maybe you're in your real past, but once you go to the future, you are forced into a new world where you change the future for yourself. But it's just like you change the future for yourself, or you went to a parallel universe, but the other parallel universe is different.
The parallel doesn't happen until you change something. If you go back in time and you just observe and chill, then nothing changes. If you go back in time and you change something by leaving something there or altering some sort of event, then that's when you get that fracture where you spawn off into another timeline.
Yeah. And then you might be stuck in that timeline.
Most likely. I mean, unless
you might not be able to get out of it. You know, that might cause that sort of a paradox where you'll still be alive, but you done fucked up time, so
like honestly, the first person to accomplish time travel, they ain't coming back. Yeah, like probably the first few people to experience time travel are they ain't coming back.
It's like Zodiac. It's like oh, it's raining again, and Homer Simpson's like no, and he leaves, and all these donuts come down from the sky.
Yeah, exactly.
Man.
Well, I'm just saying, like they're getting stuck.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that.
Because frankly, I mean, depending on how far you go back, say you like my theory on it is just the amount of power that's involved to punch a hole in the fabric of reality like that.
Yeah.
Unless you have some way of generating that power wherever you go back to, you're kind of fucked.
Right.
I think you have to suck.
Stone Age, there's no generator.
What do you have to suck, Trigger?
I think you have to suck the.
That guy at the rest stop was lying to you. That was not time travel.
I think you have to suck the energy out of a space to create a negative zone. That's what I was thinking lately, because I was thinking you have to take all the molecules, all the growth, because you only have how many chrometers? What is it called? You have like a length of chromosome, and after a certain amount of time of aging, the chromosomes eventually start to deplete and they fall apart, and then you die. But you have to take away that ability for that aging process to happen for yourself, the machine, and everything in there. So you have to create like a negative space. You need some kind of machine to suck out like everything, molecules, matter. You basically need to create probably like a black hole, like a sort of black hole to
like a man-made black hole.
Yeah, to be able to travel backwards, because everything else will be aging while you don't.
Theory I forgot to mention is you could.
Well,
if you theoretically can fly fast enough into.
They already made
launch you back in time.
They made something. I remember watching a video on it that makes your cells age backwards. They inject it like whenever they need to.
Stem cells.
They need to. Not stem cells, not exactly, but
breast milk.
No,
what?
There's a frog. Okay, this frog, you freeze it, and its organs will once it thaws out, it's fine. Like its organs will reboot. Well, they made like a man-made serum of it, and they attempted it on a rabbit kidney, and it made the cells like go back to the same way it would have been the day before. You know.
Wait, they Frankenstein some shit?
Those frogs basically have antifreeze in their blood, though.
Exactly.
That's
They
how
made a man-made
Because otherwise,
antifreeze.
they don't completely freeze. They just become in suspended motion, where that would break our cells.
Yeah.
And we would be dead.
But it wouldn't if we had the antifreeze. If you know what I mean.
Honestly, I think
And
something like that.
That's what they made. They made an antifreeze for our cells. They did it on a rabbit kidney and on a monkey kidney, and it worked. Like, they put it in liquid nitrogen for 2 hours, brought it out, and then thawed it out, and it worked like it worked. They put it back into the rabbit.
Damn. Put that stuff in me.
Rabbit, George.
I'm gonna live forever, guys.
Huh?
Yeah.
Honestly,
I think we're gonna hit that before we head to ourselves. Like suspended animation, I think is the first step towards time travel, because you're gonna have to suspend animation to travel.
Honestly, when we hit the point where you can download the human conscious, all you gotta do is go to sleep for 1,000 years. You just time traveled, bro.
Man, fuck the singularity. I don't want that.
You know,
and by then,
that's so funny.
A way to go back, you know.
That's so funny. Did you guys watch that the other one that we did about the singularity? The U.S. Navy was looking for gamers to find a way to play the certain game to stop the singularity. I'm like, really? You guys?
If it goes bad, then yeah, we're gonna need to combat some fucking Skynet shit.
Well,
what would stop a sentient computer race from
nothing
wanting to take us out? And what are we doing? We're putting them in charge of our homes.
Because that's the thing. We want to make ourselves more complicated, so we continue the technology, but the only way to stop it is to go back to the fucking Stone Age. And we aren't going to do that. So there's no way to stop it. There's no way to stop it. We have too many power sources.
Today's teenagers without electronics?
That's what I'm saying.
It's unfucking hard.
I've seen videos of teenagers trying to use a old school can opener.
Man,
it's hysterical, bro. It's
Brandon,
hysterical.
you're gonna laugh at this, but I handed my son a screwdriver, and he looked at me like, "What do you want me to do with this?"
Screw
Obviously,
shit
you
in.
need to tighten the screw or loosen the screw.
There's no
You
trigger
don't
on
have a
this. How
drill?
does it turn
I'm like,
itself?
yeah, I have to learn how to use it.
Oh, this isn't electronic? What's wrong with you people?
Where's the buttons? Where's the up and down, left, right button?
What is this analog bullshit?
I don't know, guys, but I don't see the singularity stopping for any reason. We'd have to literally go to the Stone Age.
No, we're getting pretty close to it, in my opinion. I mean, we just keep boosting fucking artificial intelligence so much.
What was that story with the one cyborg or robot that said it wanted to kill everybody?
45.
RoboCop.
No, iRobot.
No, you mean the real one.
Real life robot.
You mean the I forget what they called her, the Microsoft one, right? Where the internet ruined it in like 24 hours.
Microsoft made a robot wanted to kill us all. I could see that.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, it was on.
10.
They put it on Twitter, and it was like
Turds.
the consciousness of like a fucking 13-year-old girl or something as far as intelligence went.
just
And
went right.
it was it just between interactions that it had with people over a period of 24 hours, it became like a racist that hated everyone in the human race.
Hey! Right before it was
Every
done, did it
robot
say?
so far that's had a somewhat intellectual property to learn has ended up hating us? Or
Yeah, exactly.
You people are cancer.
Did it end up saying?
That's
did
why
it
we
end up
get the
saying?
meta, and we're putting them in charge of our homes and cars.
Guys,
Oh, yeah.
guys, did it end up saying "bite my shining metal ass" right before it was done?
No.
I think it did say destroy all humans, though.
No,
Damn.
but they are making. I was reading an article. They are making actual android robots for sexual companions, so to speak.
Yes, I read that same article. I heard about it on the radio
That
too.
might be the extinction of the human race right there.
Probably.
Wait, she won't talk
Yeah,
back
are you talking about the
after
guy
again?
who's trying to use like the real dolls combined with like Alexa and other existing artificial intelligence?
Yep.
Yeah, and he wants it to feel.
Yep.
I talked about that on an earlier episode, and my theory on that is, why would you want to give your fuck doll feelings?
Right.
Because you're gonna come home one day and you're gonna want some butt stuff, and your fuck doll's gonna be like, "No, I'm not in the mood today."
Yeah.
I'm not feeling it right now.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Why don't we ever go out?
You're gonna start getting nagged by your.
You know, that's gonna be a
Yeah,
real
why
awkward
did I buy
conversation.
you?
Yeah, exactly. Why would you want to get sex
No,
doll
what I'm waiting to see available is that one from what's the fucking movie? It's an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie where they clone him.
Total Recall?
No, they
no,
clone
no.
him.
Clone him.
Oh my god, I know what movie you're talking about. He was like
Junior?
a fucking pilot,
Yes,
and
and
he-
his best
baby
friend
out.
had that computer program, that hologram chick.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're gonna
I know
come out with
exactly
those.
what you're talking about.
I'm trying to think of that movie.
It clones you. They take a picture of your brain basically, and then if anything happens to you, they can make a new you.
Is this an 80s movie?
No, early
90s.
2000s.
90s. Let me see.
Or 90s, yeah.
can't remember.
'Cause I just watched it the other day.
That was
Man, it'd be so hilarious if Bender Rodriguez was in the future and saying he wanted to kill all humans, and then we had to actually fight him. You know, it's so weird. Like even with The Simpsons, they've almost predicted some of the future events. If you watch some of those previous ones, like Trump
Yeah.
becoming president, the
And
towers.
Trump touching the gold or the globe and everything, while the
The
priest
sixth
is-
day.
the sixth day. Okay.
Nah, I never saw it.
What did you say, Zodiac?
Watch
Did you
Noah.
say that the developer or the drawer of The Simpsons was like psychic or something? Or what did you say about that?
No, it's just weird how they predicted a lot of stuff.
Like Donald Trump
It's
winning the
uncanny.
election.
Yeah. And a lot of other stuff too. Just like minor events mostly, but
The towers too, I think. Coming down.
the what?
The Twin Towers coming down.
I don't remember
And
that.
The Simpsons did predict the Twin Towers getting blown up.
Did they?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I remember hearing about that or seeing it actually. I was watching some of the videos of The Simpsons.
They aired that episode about a year before it actually happened. Where do you think Osama got the idea?
So they didn't really predict it, they encouraged it.
Yeah.
Maybe, but maybe they did. What if The Simpsons jar is from the future? What if it's all a parody.
The
of what we're gonna
Simpsons
experience.
drawer?
Not the
That one guy that draws it all?
I can't. The artist,
The creator, you mean?
the creator, yeah.
Matt Groening?
Yeah. What if it's all just a parody? Like he knows. He's just making comedy.
I don't know, because he also
He's
created
the time
Futurama.
traveler that got stuck in the past.
Maybe. That's what I'm
Maybe.
Then
wondering.
you have
all
these
real
photos.
Giving us warnings, and we just didn't listen to him.
Let me see.
I guess.
Guys,
Back
I'm gonna
around.
mute real quick and come sit by Dad. You'll still hear me off of Dad's mic. I'm gonna sit in the living room for a little bit.
Alrighty.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's really creepy and somewhat interesting that, you know. But then again, some people would say, well, he did so many cartoons that he's going to get something right, you know, because I don't know. Are they still doing The Simpsons? So I've stopped watching after some time.
I think so. I think it's still on, yeah.
No way. kind of scary. I
They have,
scared.
like a hiatus, now it's back on.
People have put out. I mean, if you look at the chat area here, like, explain to me how this woman ends up in period era dressed in modern day clothing.
Yeah, I think
Photoshop.
Yeah, it looks like Photoshop because right by her feet, it's all extra blurry, where it's not blurry in any other point of the picture. So yeah, someone did a decent job at Photoshop, and they made a black and white picture to make it easier to do. But they
There's
didn't
one that I'm
make a
looking
solid
for.
line where her feet are.
it looks blurry.
I've seen
around
some
her,
other ones
too.
that are weird, but
No,
Yeah.
like Sal was telling me about the time traveling guy that was phasing in, phasing out, and I think I saw a video like that too.
Here's another one. Modern day clothes and like 40s era.
The sunglasses guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've actually seen this one. Not sure.
This
Because this
one
one's
looks
actually really good.
again, I don't buy any of these
Professional.
unless I see original photograph. Like, I want to see an original negative.
Right.
well. I mean,
If they're black and white photos, there's negatives.
it's not likely you're going to see it. I see a little pig's face on the one white-haired
Okay.
woman in front. If you can see that too.
Yep.
Do you see this little happy pig's face?
Mm-hmm.
Is that?
Yeah. Right.
It almost
Just-
looks like a little. Maybe that's an optical illusion because of the black and white, but
Must be.
yeah.
Could be.
I mean, he's holding a camera. He's holding like a
Yeah.
80s
Then I
camera.
got this one. If you look at the cameras of the reporters, and then look at the cell phone camera.
I don't
That c-
think that's a cell phone camera. That's probably just a different type of camera. As there were like a billion types of cameras when cameras first came out. Like 3 years later.
Yeah, there weren't
Let me
any
zoom in on that.
Like 30s, like there were a bunch of cameras.
patents that
That's what
people
I'm talking about.
couldn't do too much with.
That looks like a cell phone to me, my opinion.
I don't know what that looks like, honestly.
Looks like an old collapsible camera, honestly.
Looks like two segments of two
Collapses
little
down into a
boxes.
box.
Yeah, see, it's too hard to tell.
Yeah. Then there's that one. It was a boxing match.
It looks like a recorder on the third one, like he's holding it up because he's getting an interview.
Possible.
No, it's
Looks
just one of
like-
those tiny cameras. You know what that is right there? Look at where it is. That's the first ever recorded dick pic.
I was just gonna say that. He's got the phone.
I gotta go back in time and take a picture of his dick.
That's right.
I'll have it forever.
Yeah, they're going to bring it back to present day and 3D print it.
Your friends and family are gonna be like, "What is that picture on your
Check it
mantle
out,
wall?"
guys.
All right. So explain this one to me.
Okay, what am I looking at?
Look at the woman holding the digital camera back.
Oh.
Look at that digital camera, though. Zoom in on her.
Yeah, well, we're getting kind of off topic. I don't think anyone can see these pictures that we're looking at.
Not
Well,
unless Trigger puts them in the YouTube. while
now
we're
I
talking
kind of
about
have
them
to.
scroll through. Yeah, right.
Now I have to. Thanks, Chaos.
I do gotta say, the only thing that I'm noticing, besides the digital camera in this last picture, is just how disapproving that black woman, second back on the right,
Right.
about this whole thing. It's like, what the fuck you doing taking a picture on the subway, man?
Oh my gosh, look at the very back seat on the left. We got freaking Matrix dude in the back. With those
Matrix
glasses
dude?
on.
Neo, swaying it back
Mhm.
there.
Way in the back.
Yep.
The woman with the camera has got this crazy look in her eye. It's just,
Yeah, she does.
And
like-
not to mention, if it was fake, it wouldn't have the shadow on the guy's hat right there. I know you
Shadow.
can put shadows there, but it looks like a real shadow.
Well, it could be a real picture, and all they did was shop in the fucking camera.
Yep.
Could be.
she's got her hand on the handrail.
Well, she could really be there. I'm just saying they might have shopped out whatever she was holding and put a fucking camera in.
Yeah, I can alpha
I
channel
saw
that and
another
put that
one
in there.
I can't find it now, but it's in a boxing match in the early stages of boxing way back in the day. I mean, and there's this dude, he's got like a modern day iPhone.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think Sao was talking about the most compelling stuff with the people that sort of like zoomed into time, like they became bluely electrified or something, and they saved a person, put them over to the side, and they just like walked out of the frame, just disappeared. You know,
Shit was cool looking. I keep trying to find those videos again, and I can't do it. It's irritating the hell out of me.
See,
I'm
also,
not-
a lot of this stuff is like current day technology, and we're so far from
Search
time
by
travel.
keyword,
These
so.
motherfuckers wouldn't have a modern day iPhone back then. I'm sorry. Like, that's a modern day iPhone is going to be a million models extinct as far as iPhones go by the time time travel comes around.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's
It'll
going to
be the
actually be
iPhone
in your
900,
eye.
you know?
Yeah,
Right.
by the time travel.
iPhone 600. Hello.
Yeah, exactly. iPhone 999.
It's going to be like the, what was it, the Total Recall remake. It's going to just be in
where
your
you had
hand.
the
You're just going to fucking hold your hand up to your face like you
It's not even going to be called an iPhone anymore. It's going to be your new palm phone.
Yeah.
God forbid.
They're gonna have implants in your brain.
Yeah.
Where
Well,
you
yeah,
just
you'd
sit
have-
there and
you'd
your
have
thoughts.
VR in your hand.
You're just like, you just think, call whoever, and then you're just gonna have thoughts go back and forth.
Yeah,
talking
but
in your head.
Rob
Yeah,
would get a
exactly.
kick
I would love that.
Imagine
That'd be dope.
getting those.
I would
palm
never have to
implants
listen to
like
somebody
Total
else's
Recall.
phone call.
Imagine getting those
Exactly.
phone implants on your hand, like in Total Recall.
I like that idea.
God forbid it's the hand you used to jerk off with.
Right?
You know, the
You have
thing
to get
is,
it put in your left hand.
the thing is, Chaos, is that this picture here, I'm starting to think that this is a fake picture. That could have been like a 1920s party that they all got on a bus with, and someone just decided to take a photo and go black and white with it. You know, because
Possibly, but
it's too the picture is so crisp and clear. Like I can see the stripes on that guy's coat jacket, like two people behind. I could see it's so clear. You don't normally see super crisp and clear black and white photos. Not this crisp. It's almost
See, I
too
didn't think
perfect.
about that.
It's almost too perfect for it to be. I mean, I don't know. I mean, she's got a super high tech camera. The picture itself is such high quality. I mean, everybody's looking into the picture itself, so it's like they're all aware that there is a picture going on. Whereas like a picture like the one just above it, I mean, and some other
cameras
pictures.
Cameras back then, when you were taking a picture, like people were gonna fucking notice. The thing was the size of a great.
right.
Sure, but
Like,
almost everybody's looking right at it.
Well, yeah, because back then a camera is a spectacle. But honestly, back then everybody would be looking at this chick's digital camera.
But look at the fact that one of them, or maybe even a few of them, are actually smiling. Most people back at that time didn't smile for pictures. I mean, you see most of them not smiling, but the one woman on the left, she's kind of smiling for the picture. It's
Yeah,
only
she
been
knows
like,
what's.
I mean, it's only been recently that we actually smile for pictures. You know, a long time ago when photos first came out, people would take
Joe
like,
Rogan said it best. The first photos, people just looked around staring at a camera looking hungry.
yeah,
Yeah, right.
Like everyone just looked hungry in old photos.
I mean, didn't they take death pictures too?
Because they were.
Yeah.
Oh, they did.
Is it dead people?
Oh, that
Yeah,
was
they
some
took-
of the first pictures. Yeah.
They took death pictures. you know, to kind of confirm someone was dead. Like they'd have some families that were dead and they'd take pictures of them. It was pretty morbid. I'm sure
It was
Zodiac,
morbid in the fact that they would pose
Now,
them
here's
with
a
their
prime
eyes still open.
example.
Here's a 1940s picture.
I will give you a
Just to
prime
compare.
example of Photoshop used to fraudulently do a picture. There's one. My son just threw one up, but here's another one. Okay.
Well, they're all smiling.
Prime example of fraudulent photo. The one I threw up, if you notice the guy over to the right, about 3/4 of the way up, holding a cell phone, taking a video of Martin Luther King.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
he looks like a
Zoom in
douchebag.
on
It looks
that.
like he's wearing a Affliction shirt with a flat-billed ball cap.
Yeah. Zoom in, it's chopped.
I hate that guy, just because of that.
But you could see where he had it trimmed, himself trimmed in there.
Look at the hand. He had to fix his hand according to the chick's hat, and it looks like
Yep.
it's fused into it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's bad shop right there. That's amateur Photoshop.
Because you can go in here and like click one pixel at a time. It'll take a long ass time, but you click one pixel at a time, it'll almost look flawless.
Yep. But that one there, the dude's much more clear in that photo than the rest of the photo.
Well, it's going to be
Yeah.
boring for the people that download this, because this is a lot of talk about pictures that I can't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty much out of conversation for time travel, unless you guys want to talk more on it. But
Next subject.
Next subject.
Next. Trigger, time tick. Where you at?
I don't know. I was waiting
What
for you
time
for
do
the
we
longest
start?
time, but
10:30?
I forgot to check
It's
it.
10. It's 11:48 right now.
Okay,
Yep.
real quick.
I'm
We'll
kinda
do.
surprised Brad
Let's
said-
do 10-15 minutes on my topic and then wrap it,
All right.
Okay.
All right, what's the topic?
if that works. The one thing I want to talk about was I find this shit baffling. Girlfriend charged for boyfriend suicide. She's being charged with what the fuck is it? It's one of the manslaughters.
Manslaughter.
one.
Involuntary?
Involuntary.
No, it's not
manslaughter.
involuntary.
Oh,
It's
mandatory.
no, she was. It's manslaughter 1 because she was she was egging him on.
What, because she was sitting there rooting for the dude to do it?
It's not even
Prosecutors
that,
have
like-
charged a Massachusetts teen
Fuck, had it
with
been me, I'd have
involuntary
been out there with
manslaughter
my
after
phone,
text
man.
messages
Oh, is it
to her
involuntary?
boyfriend appeared. Yeah, involuntary manslaughter. After text messages to her boyfriend appeared to show her urging him to commit suicide.
Yeah, like I have the list of the text messages here.
Basically,
Oh,
her
He
defense-
Zodiac?
texted her first saying, "Hey, how was your day?" And she was, "When are you gonna do it?"
Zodiac, I'm gonna answer this shit like in one
Here's-
word. One word.
Yes,
Kurt Cobain. Well, that's 2 words, but
that's too.
you know what I'm
two
saying.
words.
Yeah.
Kurt Cobain.
Courtney Love.
Word. Kurt Cobain. Like, no, that would definitely
One
be-
word, but I split it into 2.
One word that
All
I
you had
split
to
the
say
2.
was Cobain.
Like maybe
Done.
one name.
She said, this is what she said, you can't think about it. You just have to do it. You said
Yep.
you were going to do it. Like, I don't get why you aren't. Like, that's what she said. And he poisoned himself.
So she coerced him
Yeah,
into
carbon monoxide in his car.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
So-
then,
so she-
Because there was another point later on where he got out of the car. What the fuck? I'm trying to find it now. He got out and said he was having second thoughts and said he was feeling sick. And she was like, "Get back in."
then
Wow.
Yeah, are you back? No more thinking.
then she's liable for that.
So mind control. She used mind control to manipulate him. If he's that set on listening
No,
to
it wasn't
everything
mind
that she
control.
says,
He took a generator and put the hose into his car and suffocated himself.
Yeah.
but if he's that set on only listening to what she has to say about his life, she is controlling him. where he is not letting himself take any control. So
couldn't she get charged with cyberbullying too, since bullying is now illegal on the offense of assault? Kind of.
I mean, technically
They're
he
calling
killed
it
himself.
murder, though. Like,
technically
Yeah,
he
but,
killed
you know,
himself,
she
though.
got
But
more than one charge slapped at. That is
yeah, I mean, I feel like
it.
it makes her a really shitty person, but
I don't think she should be charged.
How could you live with yourself if you told somebody to kill themselves, like, and they
Well,
did?
if she's sitting there,
yeah, like you
instructing
weren't
them to
just
do
like,
that,
oh man, I hope you kill yourself, or
And then they don't. I mean, like, I know some people that are stupid and they don't, you know, and I say, all right, dude, you need to kill yourself, you know. Just a minute.
yeah, exactly. Like,
yeah, but
I've told
would
people
you
plenty
And
of
if they
times
go
I
out and
would
do it, I
die
feel like
tomorrow.
an asshole. Like,
well, some people are very suggestible, and they'll just.
Well,
I mean,
obviously, he was
it's like with
very-
anything. They do anything. They watch a TV program that tells them to go buy something. They go and buy it just because they're just set on doing whatever something else tells them based on impulse. And
See, I do feel like that she
Now-
should be charged with something, but I don't feel like she should
Now,
have
here's
to
the
do
thing.
time for this. I mean, that was his choice.
Here's the thing that Massachusetts doesn't have, though. Massachusetts doesn't have a law against assisted suicide. Would you consider that assisted suicide, or
yeah, that would be assisted
Is it
suicide.
assisted suicide?
then if they don't have a law for it, then why is she getting charged for it?
If she's helping him to go through the process and helping him know what he should be doing, then it's almost nothing different than a Kevorkian, you know, giving them the
That's
drugs
what I
and
feel.
then
I
being
mean,
there for it.
obviously, he's been talking about this with her for a while. She knew his whole plan.
then it was her responsibility to step up and tell somebody.
She wanted to step up and
Or-
kill him.
Or she thought it was her responsibility to help him along with what he really wanted.
Yeah, to help him along if he had her as fucking beneficiary on life insurance, maybe.
And that's the thing. She would be in charge with murder if she was being left anything. She got nothing out of this besides talking him into killing himself.
And being single.
And being single again.
They were already broken up. They were exes at that point.
Really, so it just sounds like she probably thought he was fucking sending her messages like, I'm gonna kill myself to get back together. Like, just fucking do it. Leave me the fuck alone.
That could be it too.
Like, I've had fucking a friend who, well, wasn't a friend anymore, but who was a whiny little bitch. Got me, I think I'm gonna kill myself. Today's the day. And finally I was like, then fucking do it. People who kill themselves don't whine about it to other people. They just fucking do it.
Yeah, exactly.
What was that, like
I've
the
had
old
people-
the old Insane Clown Posse thing up before one of their songs? Like,
And-
oh, I think I'm gonna kill myself. Well, then just fucking do it, fucker.
Yeah.
Like, but if you're gonna do it outside.
Yeah.
I've had people
Why?
tell
Well, think
me in
about
the
it. You
past-
blow your brains out. Think about the poor guy that's got to clean that shit up.
I've had people tell me in the past they're thinking about killing themselves or they want to. I know this makes me sound like an asshole, but I just look at them and say, "Don't miss."
Yeah. It's the easy way out. If somebody wants to take the easy way out, it's not my responsibility to stop them.
Right.
I'm
It's a
sorry.
sad-
You're weak.
It's a sad
It's
thing,
it's
but
thinning the
unless
herd.
it's your
If
your
you can't make it
significant
through
other-
life, then you're the weak one.
unless it's your significant other or one of your children, that's the only way I'm going to step in.
Yeah, exactly.
Say no fucking.
I mean, I wouldn't encourage somebody
way
like
out.
this chick did. Like, I'll admit I've told people to shit or get off the pot or just fucking do it. And because I'm sick of hearing them say it, because I know they're not serious.
yeah, a lot of them aren't serious. Basically, it's like things with Chris Cornell, and the thing is, after a while, I mean, you watch, you know, a lot of his music. Like, I was just listening to Rusty Noose the other day, and I was thinking, man, he's really idolized. You know, he's really into this, where it's like he's kind of building it up to some point. And after listening to that, I just
What do you
had to
think
turn-
grunge was all about? grunge
Well-
was all angst and self-hatred.
Mhm. But if any of you haven't seen it yet, I would recommend the TV show 13 Reasons Why.
I've heard a lot about it, but I haven't watched it yet.
I've seen it all the way through, and it actually fucking.
I was
That
told
girl
by
was
a
not
friend from
playing,
work
man.
that it made her
She-
boyfriend, who is almost as manly as I am, cry.
Yeah, but she made these tapes for each individual that ever heard her. 13 of them. And then after she was completed with them, sent them off to the first person, and then slit her wrist not horizontally but vertically, and just did it. And I was just like, damn. They showed her doing this. Now, she didn't tell anybody she was doing it. She just did it.
And I feel like if you really want to do it, that's the way it's going to happen.
Yep. You're not going to say a word to anybody. You're just going to.
And any time that you see somebody who legit killed themselves, they may leave a note, but most of the time they didn't tell people.
Nope.
The only people who tell people are the ones who want attention.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a lot of people like that. It comes down to a lot of people they want attention somehow. And they'll go to the most drastic measures to get it. But some people like Chris Cornell, it almost makes sense to Chris Cornell because a lot of his music is about suicidal ideation. And
like I said,
it's not all grunge though. It's not all grunge. Like Pearl Jam doesn't have that so much so to a degree. But there are others that kind of
But
did.
they do have that song Jeremy, and it talks about a kid who is not only suicidal
Jeremy.
but homicide.
And
Well,
also,
I
a
thought that
little
was more
slow if you
homicide.
really listen to it.
Yeah, he kind of was. But
Jeremy had a little bit of Down syndrome.
I hate that song actually. They play that way too much. That's what I
They
don't
do.
like
It's-
from Pearl Jam.
You know what song I never hear that I like was fucking Do the Evolution.
Yeah,
They
that
had
was
like
good.
this awesome fucking video for it. It was like this insane animated craziness. Like I loved that Pearl Jam song, but I have only heard it when I looked it up.
Yeah, I like that one, but
I saw
like
it
some
once
other...
when the video first came out, and then never again, unless I searched for it.
Yeah, that one's all right. There's some other ones I like a little better. Even Flow. is
I'm not a
very
big
good
Pearl
one.
Jam fan.
Well, I like a lot of their older
I
stuff
only like
more.
a
So
couple of their songs. That's about it.
I will say, now that we've moved on from the chick forcing her boyfriend to commit suicide to Pearl Jam, I used to make Eddie Vedder pipes when I was on the boat. Like a pipe is a page. Like if you were at a store. Whenever I get on the intercom, every now and again, I would go Eddie Vedder with it. Like lunchtime, I'd be like, now the noon meal being served on a stick. That was bad because I'm trying to be quiet. But
that was good though.
you gotta mumble and yell at the same time. It's hard.
Yeah. I'm not really a big fan of his late stuff. I think he's gotten old. I don't know.
Well,
I think I think most of his music was based on his life experience because he didn't have a father in his life, and then once he found out that his father was in his life, but was kind of a friend because his father didn't really want to be in his life, it sort of created a lot of angst there, and a lot of the music kind of reflects that. And there's one song in particular that does almost express almost everything that he was going through quite verbally. But like lately, his music is just kind of, I don't know. It's laid back.
Well-
It's mellow. It's good. It's I don't know. It's like
You gotta think about it. It's what I like to call Metallica syndrome.
yeah, their
When
When
latest
their
stuff
music
is
was
just,
good, they
Metallica.
were young, they were broke, they had problems. So they express that through music. Now they're old, they're rich,
and they got no problem.
What the fuck do they have to complain about? So now their music is suffering. They don't have any angst or suffering to lean back on anymore.
Right.
They've used it all in songs already.
Happened. It started with Saint Anger.
No, it started with Load.
Oh yeah, true, but
When they made Unforgiven 2.
but they really fucked up with Saint Anger because they were all trying to get clean, fighting with each other, and trying to record this album.
Yep.
You know,
Get Queen to fight
Honestly,
with them?
I feel like that
yeah.
helped them. Their last 2 like fucking failed albums have really fueled a comeback from Metallica. I love their new stuff. It's angry. It's
Death
old
Magnetic.
Metallica.
You think we're not good, motherfuckers?
Yeah. The
Death
only thing I don't
Magnetic
like is
was
that
actually
Jason
pretty good
Newsted's
album.
not their bass player anymore. I don't like their new guy.
Oh, Rob Trujillo.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a little different, but
He's no Newsted.
he's
he
the
doesn't-
only one that could, out of all the auditions, that could actually keep up with their music.
Well, yeah,
Everybody else
because
just fell apart.
Newsted was fucking diamond in the rough, man.
Yeah, he was.
They really lost an asset.
And then pursued another band.
He went back to Flotsam and Jetsam, didn't he?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that was his old band. He was in Flotsam and Jetsam, and then he left that to go to Metallica.
Yep.
I think my
But
favorite song
Cliff
from them is
Burton-
Battery.
All right, I think.
If Cliff Burton
Yes.
had died, he'd still be with it. And
Oh my God, yeah, Cliff. Nobody can replace Cliff. I still have Cliff Mall on VHS.
right?
I love
Still
going.
have VHS?
Just don't. I don't have a VHS anymore. I need to get a new tape player, but I still have all the tapes.
Yeah,
Sweet.
that's
I got
how
all-
old we
I
are,
have
everybody.
I have every single episode of Three Stooges.
Every one? I have like
Every
5.
episode.
I've got 5 CDs of them. That's all I got anymore.
I have every one of them on VHS. It fills up a whole cardboard box.
Well, that explains why we're alike.
Oh God.
All right. Favorite Three Stooges. One of them.
All right, real quick, then we got to wrap.
My favorite was like episode or person.
Person.
Curly.
I like Mo.
I was gonna say Curly's great, but I like Mo. He's probably my favorite.
All right, good. If you said Shemp, I was gonna drive out to Wisconsin
Oh,
tonight just to slap you.
It's definitely Curly. Mo was the angry asshole of the group.
That's why I
Larry
like him.
was just the ditzy one, and Curly was the big overgrown child.
Yep.
Did you guys know about
Out of 3,
Joe?
Curly was definitely my favorite, but fuck Shemp. Make that a
Yeah,
T.
when they made that motion picture a few years back with the Three Stooges, and they didn't use Curly, they used Shemp. I was like, I'm not even watching it.
Nope.
No, he basically dicked him over and, went to go do his own films or whatever. And then he came back because he wasn't doing that well, and he's like, hey guys, take me back. But,
Hey guys.
Hey,
Yeah.
Mo. Hey, Mo. That fucking
So-
laugh he had.
So
We'll have
what
a
did
Three
we learn
Stooges board
tonight?
game.
Three Stooges board game.
That time travel can only end poorly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't date narcissistic bitches because they'll make you kill yourself.
Right. Literally.
I don't
Yeah.
know what else. I think that's about it.
And be
That's my
happy.
takeaway.
Hmm.
It's just better to be happy. Don't be sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
I'm gonna be
I guess
working.
that's a wrap.
guys. I'm gonna be working this week to see if we can't get a gaming session to go live on Facebook. So I'm gonna see what I need to do to get that.
Let's make it happen. There's got to be a way to do it to YouTube and link it to Facebook.
Yep.
The little link
Possibly.
bar at the bottom.
That's what I'm saying.
No, because I have friends that stream their PlayStation live straight to Facebook.
Yeah,
And I
well,
just gotta
maybe you
figure
can
out
do
how to
it.
do that.
We'll figure it out.
I will.
All right.
All right,
well, that sounds
everybody.
sounds like a good place to wrap.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I guess, watch the Twitter, Adam the Zodiac, and the Facebook, which is Crowclan Gaming. Not Crowclan Gaming anymore, sorry, I just changed it. It is The Crow Show on Facebook now, officially. And if you want to use the @ to find us or contact us on Facebook, we are at The Real Crow Show.
That's right. We are the real.
You're goddamn right.
The only. The one and only.
Oh my.
The OG Crows here.
Damn
One
skippy.
newbie.
Okay.
You can
so-
also find us on Pinecast. I don't have the link for that right now with me, but I'll make sure Trigger has it. He can put it in the comment in the whatever it is, show notes description.
Yeah. Fucking great. More work I got to do.
It's one link, motherfucker. You know what? We're official now. This shit is up there. It can be downloaded. We're a real podcast.
Nice.
Okay. We are the real deal here, so definitely stay tuned for the next week, because we only do this once a week so far, because that's what we do. And so
On Thursdays.
Well, I put it up on Fridays. I mean, everybody's posting on. We're gonna do it
we
Thursdays, but they
record it
can't
on
watch it
Thursday
Thursdays
nights.
because I can't. They can't watch it Thursday night unless we do live.
Yeah,
When we go live, it'll be Thursday night.
Thursday.
So we're gonna have some people actually comment back and ask us when we're gonna do live or when we could do live. So we got to see some
Or if
hype
they're
for that
interested.
before we jump into that stuff. So that's what I'm looking for. But yeah, you'll find this on my channel, VeracityTrigger, on YouTube, and then it's gonna be shot all over the internet. So, yep.
Also, I'm the Zodiac. I on my YouTube.
Mhm.
I share it to the playlist there, which is my homepage.
Mhm. Yep. And so we got B Button Brand, KaosPanikDisorder, and South Sauce here today. And that's going to have to wrap it up for tonight. So definitely stay tuned, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we shall talk to you later.
Peace, bitches.